Okay, let's get things straight. From the very beginning, there has been a lot of hype about how XRP would definitely hit $10,000. And you know what? That guess just got a big boost. Larry Fink from Blackrock is the one who is supporting this. Imagine this. He's not simply talking about $10,000 for each XRP. Oh no, he says it's a basic need. Welcome back to your main source for all things XRP. Before we get into the main part of today's program, let's quickly check in. I need a little help from you. Hit that like button now. To join our great community, click the subscribe button and then the ring button. And here's a small warning. As we get closer to 60,000 subscribers, we're getting ready for an amazing XRP giveaway. It's easy to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is follow these 3 steps. So get ready and pay attention. Also, make sure to leave a hashtag #MoneySide in the comments to make sure you receive a seat in the giveaway. This is when it gets interesting. Think about how big financial companies like BlackRock and Vanguard are now really thinking about using XRP for their international transactions. And wait, things get better. There are rumors going around that BlackRock is going to start an XRP-focused ETF. Yes, you heard that right. But hold on, there is more, Larry Fink went on. He is looking at the huge $30 trillion real estate market, and guess what is at the center of its future? You got it. The XRP ledger is ready to handle $1 quadrillion from the ISDA, the International Swaps and Traders Association. This money will flow through the XRP ledger and RippleNet. We're not simply talking about $10,000 for each XRP. That's only for kids. The value of XRP might go over the roof, reaching as high as $60,000 per. It's hard to believe. Is that right? Let's go on to the next part now. Larry Fink from BlackRock made another shocking statement. He isn't simply talking, he's doing something. Ripple and its digital asset, XRP, are about to do something big. Convert everything into tokens. In the next section of our video, we have a footage that will make people look twice. Larry Fink himself says that BlackRock is moving toward an XRP ETF. Let's not wait any longer then. This is the clip you've been waiting for. The rise of Bitcoin ETFs shows that we're making it real. We're making things safer. Well, pay attention. Will you make another ETF? What do you think about an XRP ETF? I know you have Ether out there. What about XRP? Can you provide me an answer? I can't do it. And you don't want me to? Yes, I do. I can't, though. Okay, they're wrapping me up. Thanks. There have been a lot of strange things happening in the crypto realm lately, especially with XRP. Imagine this. On the famous exchange crypto.com, XRP's price skyrocketed to an incredible $43,000. This isn't just a one-time thing, it's part of a trend where XRP's value suddenly goes up, out of the blue. Do you remember how we talked about a 7,000 XRP problem at a major exchange just last week? Now it's crypto.com's turn. And it looks like these abrupt jumps in XRP's value are happening more and more often on other exchanges. But let's switch gears to something else. Something I found through a lot of research that is just as interesting, but has nothing to do with BlackRock or the rise in the XRP market as a whole. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler, the well-known SEC chairman who took over for Jake Clinton. As many of you may know, Gensler always calls XRP a security. This is when it gets interesting. Robert M. Gensler is Gary Gensler's identical twin brother. They are the same age and look very much alike. Robert is a very important person at T. Rowe Price because he is its vice president. T. Rowe Price isn't just any investment firm if you look a little closer. It's one of the big companies that puts a lot of money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So there is an interesting link here. Gary Gensler is still in charge of the SEC and calls XRP a security. However, his twin brother works for an investment firm that is a major investor in XRP and other cryptocurrencies. It's an interesting contrast that makes me think about the complicated relationships that exist in the realm of cryptocurrency laws and investments. This leads us to an exciting possibility. Could Robert Gensler, the vice president of T. Rowe Price, has unique knowledge about XRP's potential, similar to that of Bitcoin and Ethereum? When you think about how much money the company has put into these three cryptocurrencies, this theory makes more sense. The SEC openly denies any idea of insider trading, although several reports and investigations have shown that this is not the case. These investigations, which look at market manipulation and insider trading, have consistently shown that the SEC does things that are not right. It looks like a pattern is starting to form. It looks like SEC officials are telling their family members about which digital assets might soon be free of the classification of securities. These family members then put money into the business early, and when the item is legally labeled non-security, its value goes through the roof, letting these family and friends make a lot of money by selling it at a high price. In this case, let's think at the idea that Robert Gensler may have gotten secret information from his brother, Gary Gensler, about how the SEC may lose a lawsuit against XRP. This kind of news could mean that Congress might want Ripple Labs and the SEC to reach an agreement, which would be a great opportunity for smart investors to buy XRP. But the fact that T. Rowe Price is putting more and more money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and especially XRP adds another element to this story. People in the crypto community are talking a lot about how XRP could reach huge heights, like $10,000, $20,000, or even $60,000. Notably, analysts that have been positive about XRP, including Jack the Rippler, think that its value will skyrocket, maybe going above $589. This bold prediction shows how much interest and speculation there is about XRP and what it could do in the cryptocurrency market. Wall Street wants a piece of the XRP pie, which is quite profitable, and I think the first significant move will be through an XRP ETF. But let's take a closer look at this development. Crypto Basic has some interesting news for us. A former Ripple director has seen that one analyst thinks JP Morgan has made a big investment in XRP. This news definitely made me raise my eyebrows, and we need to talk about it. Here's how the story goes. Ben Armstrong, who used to work for the BitBoy crypto brand, brought up some disputed assertions concerning JP Morgan's supposed involvement in XRP, which led to a response from a former Ripple director. Armstrong, a well-known person in the crypto world, made this known in a series of posts. He says that JP Morgan has bought a lot of XRP coins, around 7,500,000. Armstrong now says that this move is worth around 7.5% of JP Morgan's overall fortune. But wait, because the arithmetic here doesn't add up. 7,500,000 XRP is worth $4,460,000 right now, which is only 7.5% of JP Morgan's fortune. Armstrong's math doesn't quite match up, since JP Morgan's total assets are a staggering $3,890,000,000,000 as of 2023. Armstrong, on the other hand, stresses how important JP Morgan's alleged approach is, saying that they are secretly hoarding XRP. He says that this makes JP Morgan a rising star in the realm of cryptocurrencies. So there's a story going around that big Wall Street companies like JP Morgan would get involved in the crypto world, especially with XRP.